Welcome to the housing tutorial. The goal of this tutorial is to acquaint you with the basics of the housing zone, covering as much as possible from buying your first house to customizing it and navigating your way around Dark Age of Camelot housing zones. The first thing you need to do when you have decided you want a house is to figure out which zone you want your house in. The housing map is divided into 9 zones on each realm, in which you will find the house lots, and each of the 9 zones has a central market with various merchants and other NPCs. Once you have decided on a zone, make your way there. At the housing entrance, talk to the merchant selling zone tokens and pick up the token for the zone you want to go to. Head to the retired consignment merchant to be teleported to the zone you picked. From there, start the search to find a vacant housing lot. This is what you are looking for. One thing to keep in mind. Evane is a cluster of 10 servers, Evane 1 to Evane 10, with every zone except for housing combined. This is important to remember when creating your character and buying a house, as you can only buy a house lot on the original server you selected when creating your character. So if you started on Evane 1, that is where you will be calling home. Once you found a lot, you can left click on it and it will tell you the price for purchasing the lot. The cost is based on reverse auctioning, with the house lot starting out costing 95 platinum and depreciating at a rate of 1.2 platinum per hour, down to a minimum of 300 gold. So if you're short on money, it can pay off to wait until you find the price reasonable and affordable. To buy your lot, simply target the lot marker and pick it up. The default key to do so is G. A confirmation window will open with a notification on the price. Click Accept to confirm your purchase. Now you need a house. To purchase the actual house, you will need a house deed, which you can purchase on your house lot by right-clicking the lot marker. You can upgrade and downgrade your house whenever you want. This will be explained in Chapter 2 of the tutorial. Now you need to decide what size of house you want. There are 4 tier sizes of housing, ranging from smallest to largest. First tier is a cottage. This costs 1 platinum for the deed, holds 3 NPCs, 1 tool bench and 1 vault. Second tier is a house. This costs 5 platinum for the deed, holds 4 NPCs, 2 tool benches and 2 vaults. Third tier is a villa. This costs 10 platinum for the deed, holds 5 NPCs, 3 tool benches and 4 vaults. Fourth and last tier is a mansion. This costs 25 platinum for the deed, holds 6 NPCs, 3 tool benches and 8 vaults. The deed of your choice of house can be directly purchased at the lot marker once you have purchased the lot, or you can buy it in the central market of the main housing zones from a merchant. In Midgard this is Erikstad, Hibernia is Meath and Albion is Caervent. Building your house is simply a matter of picking up the deed from your inventory and dropping it onto your lot marker. At this stage you have the option to convert your personal house into a guild house if you are a guild leader. To do this, purchase a deed of guild transfer and drop it on your house. If you have already purchased housing vaults or a consignment merchant, these items will not transfer when you convert your home to be a guild house. If you desire to transfer these items, you must pick them up and place them from your inventory separately. Once your house is built, you are now ready to set up a porch and a consignment merchant. This is a crucial marketing feature to the dispersion of items in Dark Age of Camelot, as a porch and a consignment merchant lets you sell off your items you don't need. Firstly, you will need a porch deed, free of charge, which you can purchase in the central markets from an NPC or from your lot marker, before you place your house. Once the deed is acquired, simply drag and drop it from your inventory to your house and your porch will be built. Now you can place your consignment merchant, which is done with a token bought at the same place you bought the house and porch deeds. The consignment merchant is also free. Now you simply drag and drop the merchant from your inventory to the porch and you're almost set. One thing remains for your consignment merchant to appear on the market search engine, and that is to target your merchant and then type the following command, /list merchant. This will add your merchant to the search engine, and you can toggle this on and off using the same command. At the time of making this tutorial, there is no rent to be paid when owning a house, but should this element return, this is how rent works and how to pay it. From the moment you buy your lot, and this is really the lot, not your house, you have 7 days to pay rent, and following that, rent is due every real world week. The amount you need to pay is based on your house level, so a mansion is going to have a higher weekly rent compared to a cottage. Keep this in mind when you purchase a house. If you want to check when your rent is due, you can do this by holding down Shift and right-click the outside of your house and click Info. This will also tell you what the rent is and how much is in your logbox. So let us proceed to how you pay your rent. It's really easy. You simply drag the amount of coin you want to put in your logbox and drop it on your house. The lockbox is from where your rent will be paid, and it has an upper limit to how much coin it can hold. For example, mansion lockbox can hold up to 800 gold. This is 8 weeks of rent. Keep in mind that there is no way to remove currency from your lockbox. If there isn't enough coin in your lockbox to pay rent when it's due, your consignment merchant will be checked for coin, and should the merchant hold enough coin to pay rent, it will be deducted from there. There's an alternative way to pay your rent and spending your coin, and that is to spend your acquired bounty points on rent. To do this, you can go to the central market and find the NPC selling rent tokens. The conversion rate is 1 bounty point equals 1 gold coin. Drag and drop the token onto your lockbox as described before, keeping in mind the maximum coin capacity of your lockbox. Also, rent tokens are no trade, so you can't pass them on to someone else for them to pay rent with, and they can't be used to pay from someone else's house rent, only your own house. Another way to use your bounty points to pay rent is through a slash command. To pay this way, type /bounty rent followed by either personal or guild, and then the amount of gold you want to deposit in the lockbox. /bounty rent personal 40. Should you fail to pay your rent, your house will be repossessed, but more on that in Chapter 6 of the housing tutorial. And this concludes Chapter 1 of the housing tutorial. Congratulations, you are now a house owner.